Today's Cuban word of the day is mija. I know that this word is used in other countries, like Mexicans use a lot of the word mija, and it really is just mi hija, but Cubans don't use it in the sense of like calling someone mi hija, mija. Cubans use it a lot to refer to another woman, another girlie, another girl. Maybe you're saying something to a Cuban, they go, ay mija, es verdad. Ay mijo, es verdad. Mijita, mijito, those are all variations of the word mija. So let me give you an example. Ay mija, ¿viste lo que dijo Juancito? Let me translate. Oh my, like, hey girlie, did you hear what Juancito said? Like, it's a very normal thing to be saying and referring to somebody. Just be like, mija, mija, mijo, mijita, or mijito. So today's Cuban word of the day is mija. Today's Cuban word of the day is saya. Let me give you an example. Jennifer, cuando vayamos a la tienda, me acuerdas que me tengo que comprar una saya. Let me translate. Jennifer, when we go to the store today, please remind me because I need to buy a skirt. So saya for Cubans is skirt. And let me tell you something, my friend. I didn't grow up around a lot of Hispanics, especially Cubans where I grew up. And when I would say saya, the people that were around me that were Hispanic, they were mainly Venezuelan, had no idea what I was talking about because they call it falda, si no me equivoco. So saya to them es un invento mío. So today's Cuban word of the day is saya. Today's Cuban word of the day is ajustador. Now, let me give you a caveat. I don't doubt that other countries use the word ajustador. I'm just sharing a very typical Cuban word that when I've encountered other people that are not Cuban and I say ajustador, they do not know what I'm talking about. Now, let me give you an example. Jennifer, me tienes que recordar comprarme un ajustador hoy. Let me translate. Jennifer, you have to remind me to buy a bra today. So ajustador is bra. The other words that I've heard growing up from other Latinos would be sostén y brasier. And what I've heard Cubans say, or at least my Cuban family, is ajustador. So today's Cuban word of the day is ajustador. Today's Cuban word of the day is gao. Let me give you an example. Ay, mija, ya, estoy cansada. Me voy para el gao. Let me translate. Oh, girlie, I'm going home. I'm exhausted. So gao is another way of saying home or house. So today's Cuban word of the day is gao. Today's Cuban word of the day is arrancao. Let me give you an example. Mami, no voy a poder ir contigo a la tienda porque estoy arrancada. Let me translate. Mom, I'm not going to be able to go to the store with you because I'm broke. So when you're broke, you would say, estoy arrancada, estoy arrancao. So today's Cuban word of the day is arranca or arrancao. Today's Cuban word of the day is chivo. And no, it is not the animal. So let me give you an example. Ay, Amanda, cuando vaya a Los Cayos, me voy a rentar un chivo para poder andar. Let me translate that. Oh, Amanda, when I get to the Keys, I'm going to rent a bike. That's what that means. Un chivo is a bike. So when Cubans say, I'm gonna rent, voy a rentar un chivo, me voy a comprar un chivo, they're most likely, of course you need context clues, they could be referring to an actual bike and not the animal. So today's Cuban word of the day is chivo. Today's Cuban word of the day is paladar. Let me give you an example. Mónica, cuando lleguemos a La Habana, hay un paladar nuevo que quiero probar. Let me translate. Monica, when we arrive at Havana, there is a new restaurant privately owned that I want to try out. So when Cubans use the word paladar, it means that the restaurant is privately owned and not owned by the government. So today's Cuban word of the day is paladar. Cuban word of the day, trusa. Let me give you an example. Ay, mami, qué ganas tengo de ir a la playa, pero no me he comprado una trusa. Let me translate. Oh my mom, like, oh mom, like I am dying to go to the beach, but I still haven't purchased a bikini, a bathing suit. So today's Cuban word of the day is trusa.